this is a person's real life, and they don't have 7 years to sit there and be shelved.
The vulnerability with the fans, is that you feel like that's been key to a large part of your career? I feel like I'm asking you this, and you're just like, it doesn't sound strategic to me.
Yeah.
Like, I know you think about it, but it's just very like honest.
No, I genuinely was being honest. Like 2015, I had gone through it so bad that it was like, I made it look like I had my shit together more than I actually did. And I thought that would work for me. And instead it made a lot of people in the industry not necessarily always like reach out to me because they thought, oh, she already has all her shit together.
Right.
She's good. And I needed help. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think that's what led to me kind of crashing out over the fact that like, I did need help. I did need advice. I did need, people to be in on like what I was. So I think it like forced me to really realize like, I can't just pretend like I always have it all together. So I started just explaining like, this is what's going on. And it was embarrassing for me like at the beginning to be like, damn, like honestly, we're not, doing as great as I wished.
Perceived to be,
But I was shelved. You know what I'm saying? Like it was hard to say that, but it was just like, I really was. Like it was like, I got signed, couldn't release music, couldn't drop nothing, couldn't do anything. The only way I can do stuff was YouTube, or at the time, my woke clothing line, which is what people supported. So it's like, I had to be honest. And then woke takes off and it's a huge word and everybody, and then I'm like, I lose that. So now I'm like, I don't have the label. I don't have that. I feel like everything's kind of failing, and I had to just look at my fans and be like, damn, like, what do I do, So I think that's what made...
How were you able to drop stuff on YouTube, songs on YouTube while you were signed to the label?
Well, now I know that it's because it was content, it wasn't music.
So it wasn't music they were dropping on YouTube. You were just dropping content.
Content, like it didn't have the content ID, it didn't have the actual...
Got you.
So I was just, so I probably maybe could have got some plaques, but I never did because none of that was music, technically.
Technically.
So there's like songs, that now have been like erased, or like now I've released. Yeah, it was a fucking mess for a while, but...
Yeah. That's crazy because like you hear about the artists being shelved all the time, but you would like really went through that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's something that it's like, it's part of my journey. And also it's like, you think it's hard to be an independent artist. It's hard to be an artist on a major that's shelved, that can't drop music, that can't tell anybody how bad the shit's going, and that's still trying to maintain and act like you're doing cool. You know what I'm saying? Like still trying to like go on tour and like try to keep up, So by the time that I actually was able to like separate being an independent artist, no matter how difficult, it wasn't as hard as what I just went through. So it like made me it felt like a second wind to me.
What would you recommend if somebody was going to sign to a label? Like what are the things that they should be thinking about if they're going to be getting to it with a label?
I think having a timestamp on how long they have to release your music before you can just get out.
Yeah.
I think you have to have a window of time, and it's like, if y'all don't drop, if I keep turning stuff in and y'all don't fuck with it, then we're not compatible, But it's a lot of it is like in being human, like it's like in understanding, like this is a person's real life, and they don't have 7 years to sit there and fucking be shelved, which, like I said, I mean, it was good because it made me kind of learn all these other things. I had the time to sit at home and learn how to edit, or learn, how to screen print, or learn how to make merch and buy all this stuff. So like now everything that I have is probably because of going through it and just kind of like having to like put my energy in other shit.
Yeah, I think so. But I also think that like, coming from immigrant parents, like you also see the hustle.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume so, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like, same thing with me, where it's just like, I don't necessarily think that all artists who are signed to a label and do get shelved or can't put out music are trying to figure out how they're going to put the music out. Yeah. Sometimes they're just like, because the manager might say to them, no, don't worry, I'm sorting things out or whatever. Like, we're going to get it figured out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're kind of like, all right, cool. Like, I'll wait for you. But then it's also this conversation of like, first of all, the manager shouldn't be doing that. The manager should be talking to the artist and saying like, yo, we got to get this going. If you're signed to a label, it'd be like, how can we make sure that the label is paying attention to you, that you're putting in the effort and the work to get stuff out while I'm going and having conversations inside the building. I've had that situation before with an artist where I was just like, listen, get this shit going over here on the content side and just like be putting the music out. I'm going to be working internally on the label and see what I can be doing over here.
Yeah.
But like, we got to be working in tandem. But other artists might not be doing that type of work.
Yeah.
Right. Like, whereas like you were just like, okay, I'm fucking sitting at home. I'm not putting out any music. Nobody knows that like I'm going through this shit right now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to learn these things because I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, you probably came to the decision like, I can't be here anymore.
Yeah, and I mean at that point back then, like that's when like if you got posted on World Star and you went viral, like it was that was like, you know, it was dope. And then if you got posted on the blogs and stuff, like you were already doing some shit. So I had already done that like pre-Atlantic, you know. So to me it was like I've done this, I've gotten a taste of like, yo, like I've been able to do it. There's got to be a way to fucking do it, you know. So I kind of like turned my energy into just how do we replicate that and how do we go. And my naive part of in it was that I did secretly hope that it would have worked out. You feel me? Like I did kind of feel like, damn, like I did all this and like I'm not gonna be like it's not gonna work out. So it's like a relationship, you know? Sometimes you're just like, damn, like I don't want to leave, but at the same time, you know? So I made a song called I Don't Want to Leave, and then that kind of took off for me and it was doing really well.
Right.
So then I would always get those signs of like, bitch, keep going, but like maybe this isn't it, but like keep going. Like don't just like stop.
Don't stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was it.
And then I just got to a point where we're just like, okay, like you had a conversation and said,
yeah, I think I was going through a lot like personally where it's like I was growing as well, and I just started learning a little bit more about, you know, boundaries and what I needed to do. Also, there was just things that I was told that it's like once I see it and I peep, I'm like, okay, you know what? Actually, maybe you guys are actually wrong. First, like sometimes like I dropped a song called Wasted Time, right? Yeah. And it's like Wasted Time drops. And like, I have like an A&R telling me like, that's too aggressive. Why are you so aggressive towards men? Why are you talking like that? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn, but the song's doing well. Like, that's one of my fans' favorites. And I dropped it just on YouTube. So everyone's asking me to.
How about we looking at that instead of telling me what I dropped this?
Yeah, so then I go, can we drop it on DSPs? Me thinking, okay, it's getting millions of views on YouTube. When you put it on DSPs, my label will support it. Instead, they just were like, okay. And they just put it up, but no support, no nothing. So I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Now I just gave you the damn song. I should have just like, you know. Yeah. And then I hear music that's coming out from their other artists that is also aggressive towards men. So I'm like, maybe you just don't want it from me. Like maybe. So then that's when I start to just kind of veer off and be like, maybe I need to figure something else out.
Go in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, everybody, we're going to take a little break. Because if you're listening and thinking, fuck, I could really use some guidance right now, and you're serious about building your career in the music industry, I'm now offering private strategy sessions. These are fully personalized, just you and me tackling whatever you need in your career. With over 16 years of experience working with artists, managers, and brands, I can help you map out your next moves. Now, whether that's structuring your team, scaling your brand, navigating the industry, even figuring out what steps to take, whether to go to a distributor or to a record label and figuring out what are the best deal points, I can help you with your career with where you're at. You can now book a one-on-one with me through my Calendly, and you can find a link in the description. Now let's get back to the pod. Which ended up being like, I mean, it's like the best thing as well, because at that point, once you're independent, how long did it take you to then start all of a sudden like putting out music on a regular basis and just like, okay, I'm going all
It took a while. I won't say that I've ever been as consistent, you know, because I've gone through my own fucking shit. But even before that, I had dropped like the project that got me signed, which was a project called Unorthodox. We did all that in my house. Like we did everything ourselves, you know? So it was just like, I knew if it got me there, then I could do more music and I could just, you know?
Yeah.
So, I wasn't super consistent, but now that I have been dropping more and more, I'm like, it's just easy for me because it took me this long to actually be able to just do it. We could go down there, we could shoot the video, we could shoot the content, we could do a podcast, we could do the music. Writing songs is the easiest part for me. That's the fun part, you know? So it's like, that's it. Even touring is fucking fun.
You like touring?
I like the fans. I like interacting with them, you know? Like
it's a grind.
It's a grind. But it's like, I get to see like some of the people, like now at this point I have built a rapport with a lot of them, you know? It's like, oh, I remember this person. I'm gonna see this person in this area, this season. Yeah. So it's like, it's.
And also that energy that you get on stage is nothing like that too.
Yeah. And I have to remind myself that. Sometimes, you know, when it is a grind, I have to remind myself like, one day I won't. One day I won't be doing this, you know? And it's like, it's such a blessing. And like, people came to see you do what you used to, you know, just rap in your fucking
Yeah.
room, you know? And now it's like
A
people
blessing.
care, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like gratitude, therapy, like all these things really like will set you up to like really be happy in this, where it's like, it could be a very frustrating industry. And it's
Totally.
like, living happy is like,
That's important.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I find it, I'm the same way. I feel like, I don't know. Like, I think it's like, it's, you kind of stopping your own blessings if you're being negative or you like have pessimistic energy about everything or towards,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just
yeah,
like, you got to be open and you got to have the gratitude is a perfect word for, I think in life, just period. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, you got to be grateful for, you know, where you're at, even if you're not in the place where you're at. Cause even just think about it, like 15 years ago when you said, you know, I didn't think I could make a career out of this.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, and here you are making a career out of this. Now you have different problems,
yeah,
but you're in this position here where you're doing the things that you love to do with the people that you love.
yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the key, right? We all have a certain amount of years in life, and we've all seen like the very famous, very rich people that are still miserable. So it's like, I don't want to be,
Billionaires,
you
you
know,
know, see
yeah.
terribly miserable, you know,
Yeah.
like,
So it's like, I want to value my life. I want to enjoy it. I want to see the people that I love. I've lost people that I loved and I've never saw them again, you know? So it's like you know, if somebody passes, like once you know what that feeling is like, you're like, bro, like that's my biggest fucking fear. So it's like, no, you gotta like have the moment while you still have it and like spend the time with those people because I don't know. God
yeah,
forbid, you know?
yeah, God
Knock
forbid,
on wood.
knock on wood.